San Francisco, 2004. Christian and Kieran buy their own company. Almost all of the company's revenue comes from copying boxes of legal documents for law firms. The company is providing a necessary service, but its sales are highly transactional and hard to scale, and the average invoice is low. To make matters worse, its market starts rapidly shrinking. Advances in technology mean the world is going paperless. Talk about bad for business. Christian and Kieran now run a business in need of a big shift, and they need guidance. When you're a person running everything, that's a scary and lonely feeling, with or without a business partner. So what do Christian and Kieran do? If only they had a peer group of other CEOs to act as a sounding board, or even a business mentor with years of executive experience to give unbiased advice and to help them make better decisions. They could hear from dynamic thought leaders and attend exclusive events for executives. Well, that's exactly what they do. They joined the world's leading chief executive organization, Vistage International. They discover a group of CEO peers, learn valuable insight from their group chair, as well as new perspectives from expert speaker workshops. They also have online access to exclusive content and a global network of Vistage members. With the help of their peer advisory board, Christian and Kieran's company is able to successfully make the shift from an outdated paper-based business to a scalable data management company with unlimited growth opportunity. And when data prices start going down and they need to expand their clientele base, Christian and Kieran's continued participation in Vistage gives them the confidence to spearhead a game-changing deal with a huge client. And their company, well, it continues to flourish and grow today. Christian and Kieran's story is their own, but more than 14,000 other CEOs and business owners were going it alone until they joined Vistage. Have you ever felt lonely at the top? A growing number of business leaders are experiencing the benefits of being part of a CEO peer advisory group. Vistage can help you become a better leader, make better decisions, and achieve better results. See what's possible for you and your business. Visit Vistage.com today.
Well, when I came on as the CEO of Easy Lube, the company had experienced a great deal of difficulty. They had financial problems, compliance problems, and really the culture was not right. Well, almost immediately after I joined my Vistage group, I was faced with the prospect of selling the company. And I talked to the Vistage team about that process and about that dilemma. The Vistage group members encouraged me to communicate candidly, openly, honestly. Even though it was a tough message for some of them to hear, they appreciated hearing it sooner rather than later. I'm really proud to say we've made tremendous progress in a very short time. We've got today a much stronger leadership team. Our customer satisfaction scores have gone up steadily, and today they're the highest they've ever been. We've had 6 straight months of positive comparative sales. Knowing and talking with other CEOs is invaluable. They've walked in my shoes, and I can ask them questions and they get it immediately. I think one of the biggest lessons for a CEO to learn is the CEO doesn't have all the answers. And I think the trick, many times, is to ask the right questions and be a good listener and seek out those that have the experience that I can benefit from. And Vistage has provided that.
When I go to a Vistage meeting, they force me to look in the mirror. And one of the truths I've learned at Vistage is, as CEOs, we're quick to hire and slow to fire. So just that concept alone, and walking through that concept of how do we hire people when it's time to let people go, what's the best way to do that? And should I let this person go or this division go soon Those types of strategic decisions have been immensely beneficial for my company.
I suppose it got started when I had that shop that I owned with my wife, Naomi, back about 25 years ago. It was a mom and pop drapery and blind store. She was the mom, I was the pop. And we used to go to people's homes and help them decide on which blind and drapery that they wanted. In 1996, when we really launched the first e-commerce site, I had no idea what being a real boss, or especially a CEO, even meant. So I looked around and saw various groups, and as I was talking to some people, one of them said that you should consider what was called then tech. And I said, I didn't even never heard of what this is, but I could sure use some help. It was 2004, and that's when we launched Blinds.com. It's one thing to have a business that's doing okay, but if I wanted to really launch this and make a dent in the blinds business, I needed to learn more. Maybe one of the best ways that you can learn is through peer review. And that's exactly what you get from Vistage and what I love about Vistage. When you first start a business, you're doing everything. But as you grow and as you become a CEO, you realize you have to delegate. You can no longer do all the things that you were really good at. And that means you are good at blinds, but not necessarily good at being a CEO. So you have to get trained to do that. It just doesn't happen automatically. So when you get into Vistage, that's one of the things that you get helped with. So I was able to work not so much on the nuts and bolts of the business, but as they say, you're not working in the business, you're working on the business. And when you work on the business, you can then think about culture, you can think about the vision, you can think about strategy, you can think about direction, and you are a much more effective leader when you're thinking about the future than thinking about the present. When I first got into Vistage, I had maybe 30, 40 employees, and now we have 131. Our turnover is incredibly low. It's only about 3%. And there's no question that learning how to hire, learning how to coach, learning how to set the right expectations for your employees has made me more effective as an employer. I'm Jay Steinfeld, CEO of Blinds.com, Vistage member since 2004, and just can't imagine my success without it.